Keith Lockhart, new member, Category Manager for Utilities Procurement at Heathrow.
Indeed.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew, and the MEUC team for inviting me. It's great to be here. I'm going to talk a little bit about Heathrow, but to introduce myself, I'm Keith Lockhart. I'm the Category Manager for Utilities. So, Heathrow, we love a good infographic. These facts and figures. 2018 performance. I'm going to keep the summary brief for 2018, but before that, I just want to have a quick show of hands. How many people have travelled through Heathrow? Oh, good. Who's travelled in the last year through Heathrow? Brilliant. Anyone travelled sort of 3 years ago? Yep. And how many 10 years or more? Well, hey, right. Hopefully, you will have noticed that in the last 3 years, our service has dramatically improved from where we were 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we were not really a great airport. We were an also-ran. Now, we are one of the top 10 airports in the world, and that's not just my biased opinion. Heathrow has won World's Best Terminal in Skytrax Awards in 2016, 2017 and 2018. We've won Best Airport in Western Europe at Skytrax Awards in 2016, 2017 and 2018 again. So what for us has been the change is really about heading to the customer as the central point of how we start to deal with things. We've had a vision that is to give passengers the best airport service in the world by making every journey better. To us, that means happy passengers travelling on time with their bags, and it's this vision that's brought us from what was a frankly poor airport to one of the best in the world. In fact, the only airport in 2019 to have 2 terminals running for World's Best Terminal in the Skytrax Awards. We're one of the first airports ever to buy renewable electricity of guaranteed origin, and last year, 2018, we started with renewable gas of guaranteed origin for Terminal 2. We're the first airport ever to have a biodiversity benchmark with 0 advisories, and one of the few airports that held a biodiversity benchmark for 10 consecutive years. This has not been an easy journey for Heathrow. It has been a difficult journey. We have had to keep an eye on costs and make sure we are making the right investments. That is the big challenge. True, over the last few years, through negotiation and hard work, we have managed to reduce costs per passenger, and that has helped us in 2018 have one of the greatest years, with improved service, greater customer satisfaction, improved welfare facilities, reduced carbon emissions, reduced energy consumption, reduced water consumption, and we managed to secure parliamentary support for our potential expansion. However, 2019, we're not resting on our laurels. We know that we still have a lot of hard work to do. So, as we look forward to our energy future, we're looking at a carbon-neutral roadmap. Our feeling is that carbon-neutral growth is the way forward. We all have a challenge, not as a nation, but as a world, to reduce carbon emissions into the atmosphere. The effects of climate change are clear and posing a present danger to all of us. We've seen the reports with the hottest summers on record, the coldest winters, new words such as thunder snow and sudden stratospheric warming making an approach. All of these events have an impact on the ability of industries, all industries, including ours, to deliver that customer service. It's very difficult to be the best airport in the world if you haven't got the right resilience planning in place, if you haven't got the right methods to control how we manage some of this stuff. It's not that long ago, probably 10 years back, when the disaster movie scenarios were all about the end of the world through drought or sudden freeze, he says. And really, how are we, as Heathrow, looking to do some of this? Well, in Heathrow, we already power Terminal 2 through renewable biomass with our partners LC Energy, and we're committing to encourage the use of alternative fuels through either investment in our own infrastructure or providing incentives for our customers and our passengers to use those fuels. We have an operational innovation hub which has recently awarded a contract or a prize for the building of a Heathrow plantation of short rotation coppice on the western approaches. This short rotation coppice is not only going to provide us with renewable biomass, but is also going to act as a sound and noise baffle and improve air quality for local residents. All of this is important to us, as well as, we feel, to the industries around us. In 2019, we're looking at the further development of solar and on-site generation. We need to look through what renewables are available and how we can deploy them effectively. We continue to look at alternative transports with greater rail connectivity coming to the west, the northwest, and from the south. This, while it may reduce certain amount of pressure on local road infrastructure, that transport that we have locally needs to look at decarbonisation. We have already invested around £6 million in our fleet to turn it from diesel to electric or hybrid. We are going to spend another £6 million this year, and that will include a further 75 public electric vehicle charging points. We are providing incentives to staff to switch to electric vehicles. We are providing incentives to staff and to partners to try and use rail transport or alternative mass transport where necessary. Where there are no alternative solutions at the moment, we are working with specialist vehicle manufacturers to develop electric vehicles that can serve our purposes. However, we're only one site. We're quite a big site. You know, we employ 76,000 people. We have 200,000 people pass through us every day. But we're only one site. And if we want to go forward and reach a decarbonised 2050 future, we need not just Heathrow and industry, but the whole of energy generation to look at providing alternative carbon-free, carbon-neutral or carbon-negative energy generation. Heathrow will continue to rely on the grid throughout 2019 and beyond. We need the grid, but we want to see the grid become greener, leaner and meaner. This is not just for Heathrow, but for all the customers in Britain and Britain as a community. We want long-term strategic direction from the energy industry so that as we plan the future of Heathrow, we can understand where our investments need to go. And we can make sure that we are making the right decisions at the right time. We know there's no magic bullet to fixing some of this stuff. There is no simple, free solution to climate change, to energy freedom, to decarbonised energy, to renewable infrastructure, to grid balancing. It's a long and difficult journey. You know, it's a journey with a lot of unknowns. But the thing is, if we keep clear in our mind the customers that we're trying to serve, if we keep that customers' needs and start to realise those into actions, then everybody here and in the industry can be part of making that energy journey better. Excellent. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the MEU